Alright guys, welcome back. It is the GSL Team League Prime versus TSL. We've got Marine King here. There he is. He's going to go up against TSL, Clyde Burns, Belmont, Vampire Slayer, Keeper of the Magical TSL Jacket, Galgamar, 7th Prince of the Isle of the Mer People, brother to Songbro, otherwise known as Final Toss, TSL All Killer.
Yeah, man. He's also like a good bulgogi chef.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've noticed a lot of people are tweeting about the Clyde Burns. They're hashtagging Clyde Burns on Twitter, but the more people need to because it's not trending yet.
Yeah.
It needs to be trending.
Let's get Clyde Burns trending, man. Make people curious about what's going on here at the GSL.
Yeah, imagine if you just logged into Twitter and you saw something on the side of your screen that said Clyde Burns. You would absolutely click on it.
Oh, you have to.
You absolutely have to click on it.
It's like a mystery. It's like a Pandora's box of awesomeness. You have to find out.
They have to find out what's going on, so you guys should keep tweeting about it. You can tweet at us at FXOWolf and GoSuDoa as well, and tweet at GOMTV as well.
That's right. Tell them how much you love the Team League.
But don't alt-tab too much because the countdown is starting. Marine King is one of 2 players left for Prime. Can Clyde Burns finish them off, or is Marine King going to take down yet another TSL player? Let's find out. The GSTL.
Let's. All right, here we go, guys. On the left side of the map is our yellow Terran from the team Prime. He is
Marine King Prime win.
Marine King. There he is. A lot of Marine King fans here. And on the right side of the map is a manly man who needs no introduction. He is
TSL Clyde.
Clyde Burns. There are the Clyde Burns.
There they are.
That's right.
Clyde!
Yep. Nice, cheerful there. And, you know, I wasn't at first on board the whole Clyde bandwagon, but he really won me over, man. I mean, Clyde has got some awesome strategies. He's a very, very good player. You know, we joke about him a lot, but he's actually one of the most solid Terrans. He's never been to the up and down matches. This guy's awesome.
He is awesome. He's so awesome that he just very well might go Command Center first in TVT against the King of Marines.
I think he will. He knows Marine King is going to either do the same thing or go for a 1-rack gasless expand himself. So I'd say he's quite safe in doing that.
And indeed, it is going to be a gasless expand for Marine King. So this is a nice build over by Clyde.
It is.
He's essentially taking a small risk, but knowing the style of Marine King, he knows that this is actually the ideal build for him to do it. Puts him slightly ahead.
Yep.
And against Marine King, he's going to be mostly safe against this, especially on a large 4-player map like Terminus Re.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Now you notice he is keeping the command center up by his base. Be a little bit riskier to build it on the low ground, although we do see people do that every once in a while. They do end up being in about as close to positions as you can be on Terminus, so that's going to be the safest thing for him to do, of course. And there's the command center for Marine King going up a little bit later.
But that's going to be very important as time goes on. Faster double SCVs, faster double mules.
A gas right away for Clyde as well.
Yeah, once you take that, you have to tech up immediately in TVT, lest your opponent will destroy you with all sorts of different kinds of tech, like Blue Flame Hellions, Banshees, Viking type attacks.
Say if somebody just does a really simple Viking tank push off of one base, if you don't have the right stuff to defend that, you're just going to die. And Clyde doesn't want to die.
He doesn't want to die, man.
Wants to win. Oh, that SCV almost got in there. I think he saw the command center. I believe he did.
He did.
Yeah, he did see it. Okay. And he also saw one of the gas, too. So that basically tells him everything he needs to know about Marine King. He doesn't know about the second gas, but he knows that Marine King is teching. So
yeah, he knows the second gas is going to be there.
Yeah, not a big surprise, really.
Well, Clyde's getting his second orbital right now. He's going to have double mules very quickly. And so, of course, he did sacrifice his first mule timing, but Marine King was able to get his first orbital up faster. But now he's going to have double mules for a lot longer. He's got double SCV production here.
Yeah, exactly.
And if he decides to move that command center down very soon, he's going to have faster saturation as well.
That's one of the nice things too, is that you can keep producing SCVs out of it, you know, even before you move it down there, and then you can just transfer, so you can make sure that you're absolutely safe. Looks like he thinks he is now, so.
Really fast double saturation for Clyde. And both of these guys making their factories almost identical timing, so the factory's finishing up for both players around the exact same time. Marine King has 2 barracks, though, something that Clyde does not.
Yeah, Clyde's going to need, okay, he is making a bunker. I was going to say, he's going to need a bunker, and then I looked at the production queue, and there was already one there.
Yeah, man, Clyde knows what's up.
He's way ahead of me.
And he's slightly ahead of Marine King here. He's got his command center down. Yeah. Naturally, he's had double mules for longer. Right now, the worker count's fairly even, but Clyde is pulled ahead slightly. It's 25 to 23.
Now, as we move into kind of a mid-game situation, things should even out a little bit. And Blue Flame on the way for Clyde. I've been having a lot of talk with a lot of different Terran players, different people in general, about the benefits to getting Blue Flame early in TVT now. On the one hand, obviously it takes one more hit for a Hellion to kill something than it used to. On the other hand, you can still do more damage overall with Blue Flame, so it's still okay. It's not as effective as it used to be, but it's still okay.
Yeah, it's absolutely still fine to get. You're going to see less players get it. Those players who just wanted to get free wins from doing a Blue Flame Hellion drop are just going to disappear because you can no longer really do that. Now you can see Marine King is leagues behind here and what's going on with his expansion. He just landed it. He hasn't even dropped his mule from there yet. He's just now dropping it. He's starting his bunker, whereas Clyde has had his command center up for a really long time. He's had many more resources mined.
Yeah.
And he's going to be doing a Blue Flame Hellion drop by the looks of things.
Yes, he is. He's going to move it nice and close there. Oh, look at that.
Going to do some Marines as well.
Marine King sending out a medevac without anything in it just to do some scouting. It's going to find the other one. Nice timing by Marine King to see that.
These Hellions sneaking into the natural. They don't have Blue Flame yet, but...
Yep, there's nothing in the bunker, though.
Nothing in the bunker at all, and these SCVs being taken out. Just a few of them.
Yep. Might be able to get a couple a couple SCVs there, but the Hellions will need to pull back. Clyde is going to be able to deny any mining.
Yeah, Marine King is still not even mining from his natural, man.
Yeah.
And the Hellions get away with very little damage taken.
Tank tries to jump in the bunker and it just destroys it. He's like, whoops.
You guys want to know the SCV count
what?
now? Yeah, you do? You want to know? All right, I'll tell you guys. It's 40 SCVs for Clyde to 29 of Marine King.
Wow, that is a big difference.
I mean, we could talk all we want about how the middle of this game has played out, but Clyde made a brave choice in going command center first, and it's obviously really paid off. He also moved his command center down way early. He's taken some risks. He's made some bold moves, and it's really paying off here. Now, Marine King is moving out with a pretty large force, and Clyde is making a third command center. He actually doesn't have very much at home to hold this.
Yeah, this is
really scary.
Clyde. Now, if he can soften up the Marines, it's going to help quite a bit with the Hellions, but he's going for another drop. This is kind of the tricky part about doing this type of opening, is it leaves you very vulnerable to these early pushes. Yeah, Clyde.
This is not looking good for Clyde, man. I don't think he can hold this. Even if he's got Clyde burns, I don't think it's going to be enough. Marine King just with some awesome decision making.
He's turning around.
Why is he turning around? I don't understand. There are Hellions in his natural, but even so,
he's going to lose a lot of SCVs this way.
Marine King is missing his timing at the front, and Clyde may actually end up holding this.
Oh man, this drop just saved Clyde's game.
Well, here we go. It's not over yet. Clyde is still under siege here.
Yeah, he doesn't really have the air.
But he has a tank on the high ground that did a lot of damage to those Marines. It's going to help him out quite a bit.
True, yeah. All right, this command center's in trouble, though. He's going to need to lift it, it looks like, unless he can move in, do some damage to these Marines.
He just needs to position his siege tanks very carefully here.
Yeah.
He does have air control right now. In fact, he's going to take out that Viking by the looks of it.
Oh, that would be huge.
He wants to bait the Marines into the siege tanks, but Marine King will not have it.
Now, this is such a dangerous situation right now. Any little move by either player could mean the end of this push or the victory for Marine King.
Yeah, it could be the end of the game, really.
Yeah.
If either player messes up here.
Oh, nice move by Marine
he moved up just a little bit too far. Lost a few Marines.
Now those tanks are going to be able to start firing, though. They should be able to hit that command center, too, once those SCVs get out of the way.
Yeah, and they will indeed be able to hit that command center. And that's what he's going for.
Yeah.
Scan goes off here. He's trying to decide what his next move is going to be. But with the air control that Clyde has, he is going to be able to clean up this medevac.
Yep.
Does get it and gets away.
Viking did land, so Marine King managed to save it a little bit. Clyde, if he pushes carefully, will be able to force us back here.
Yeah, he absolutely will.
Yeah, the Marines can't come up without
he even has some Hellions in here he might be able to use.
Yeah, there we go.
Repairing that orbital, and he is going to take out that siege tank.
So Clyde should hold here.
Clyde is actually going to hold here. He's lost a few units. In general, though, right now the SCV count is 53 for Clyde.
Look at this, though. Marine King looks like he's going to do a drop in Clyde's main.
It's a pretty big drop, too, man.
Oh, man.
The SCV count right now is 53 for Clyde to 44 of Marine King, but that's changing very rapidly here, and this drop could take out some of these production facilities.
He's going to bring the tanks into the main, too. Can Clyde siege up in time?
He does siege up. Is it in time? He's bringing SCVs here. But remember that this makes his natural very vulnerable, and Marine King actually isn't taking advantage of that.
Oh, and Clyde holds but loses a lot of SCVs here.
Losing a lot of SCVs right now. It's 48 SCVs from Marine King to 26 of Clyde.
Times have changed
But remember, Clyde has 3 orbitals.
Yeah.
He's got triple mules he can drop. He can make 3 SCVs at a time, and in fact, he is right now.
He's got to play very defensively at this point, though.
He actually has a timing now where he can move out and counterattack against Marine King.
Still has these units in the third, though. He's going to need to be careful about that. He doesn't know about him. Oh, he's going to side the Vikings. Oh, the medevac!
And the medevac gets taken out with 4 Hellions in it, and he gets a drop, or a Viking rather.
Oh, man. Clyde definitely in panic mode right now. Marine King gets some breathing room. Marine King has his third building at the moment. He's going to be able to use it soon.
Marine King is trying to zero in on those units over there.
Yeah, Clyde might lose his tank.
Might be able to get some of them, but no, the Hellions can do too much DPS.
Yeah. Oh, taking a little bit low, but he'll be okay.
He's a little cooked, but he's okay.
Yeah.
Now, Clyde has 3 factories up and running back at Marine King's base. He only has 1. He's going much more Marine heavy. Obviously has 3 barracks running there as well. 4th barracks to the natural as well as a 5th one.
And Clyde is going mech, so
yeah,
because of that, Clyde should be able to defend a lot of the pushes, a lot of the aggression that Marine Kings want to do. In general,
Clyde is in a position where he's building the better composition, and Marine King has an opportunity to make a switch right now while he's in a fairly good position, but he's not making that choice. And this is something I've talked to countless pro gamers and casters like Artosis especially about. It's that in this situation, Marine King should be making the switch to mech. It's okay to open bio a little bit and then switch into mech, that's fine. But to play out bio into the longer game actually just shows an inferior understanding of how this matchup is going to work. Unless Marine King can actually get lucky, Clyde will slowly win this game with a superior composition. It's not even my opinion, it's actually just fact that mech is a superior composition to bio in this matchup.
Well, you just can't engage in a lot of situations when it becomes mech versus bio, so that's something he needs to definitely
If the mech player is patient and careful and calculated with every move that he makes, it's almost undefeatable. Especially on a map like this where the area is not very open. There's a lot of little narrow valleys and things like that.
Look at that army that, excuse me, that Clyde is moving out with too. Picked up JYP's cough apparently. That is a lot of tanks. I mean, that's scary stuff for Marine King to attack into. And Marine King's moving out as well. Clyde just has the bigger army right now. And Clyde,
he has a much bigger army.
Look how fast he caught up in supply too.
And these Hellions are going to lead the way. They're going to spot. It's going to give us the siege tanks the ability to siege up at the right moment. And there they go. They siege up.
Yep. And now Clyde can just slowly push forward. Now that Marauder was left hanging by Marine King, but Marine King is going to be out. I mean, he's not out of it yet. He's still okay. We still have to wait for the engagement to happen.
The problem for Marine King is that the watchtower is no longer under his control, and he will never be able to reclaim it. And for that reason, if Clyde wants to, Clyde can actually deny him a 4th base for eternity.
And both these guys supply blocked at
double drop coming in from Marine King at the 3rd base.
Oh, and there's not going to be a lot to stop it if he can roll some Marines coming out. No, the Hellions don't get there in time.
SCV is coming out to buy time for the tanks to siege up, but he's still doing a ton of damage.
Clyde might lose his command center if he's not careful.
He very well might,
yeah.
And the Marines trying to target down the tanks, but there's not enough.
Oh, nice repair by those SCVs. Barely saves the command center. Gonna lose the sensor tower though. But the tank is gonna be able to clean things up. A little bit of a scary spot for Clyde for a second. And Marines do a lot of damage, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Really high DPS.
Yes.
But the drop was dealt with pretty well, and the problem still remains for Marine King that he cannot move out. There's such a contain that it's almost impossible. Now, this dropship is a nice idea. He's going to try to drop Marines, but look at that. Boom! Gets all of the units in the dropship.
Yeah. And
Clyde is prepared for anything, man.
Yeah, Clyde's taking his fourth. Marine King building a fourth command center, but you know, where's he going to put it? He's going to have to try to hide it somewhere.
Clyde
That's a big
is
risk.
patrolling Vikings around the entire map. He's going to start putting sensor towers and turrets up around the area, and then he's going to Nada style just choke out Marine King. This is something that you see Nada do on this map a lot, where he just contains his opponent and just makes it impossible for Marine King to take it forth, and eventually he gets starved out. He's getting high-sec auto-tracking right now to increase his turret range, getting more and more Vikings out, and he is looking unbeatable at this point. Despite the fact that he's lower in supply, Marine King cannot leave his base.
Yeah, he's just really, really secure. Marine King's going to try another
He's
drop.
going to take a risk and go down here to the side, and actually Clyde does not have any Vikings at this particular location.
Yeah, he does have the sensor tower, though, to watch for things from that location. So
he has the watchtower, so he's going to see this drop as it approaches.
Oh, Marine King actually just dropping it off. He's going to actually try to flank with those bioforces.
Yeah, this is a really smart move by Marine King, but will it be enough with the watchtower there and so many siege tanks?
It could be close. I mean, Marine King could make this work.
But he's been spotted by Clyde. The watchtower reveals Marine King's plan here. He's already repositioning his Hellions to make sure that he can deal with this flank appropriately. And he actually just needs to reposition just a few more of his tanks and his Vikings to block this from being a drop.
Yeah, it looks like Marine King wants to come in and take out this fourth. Clyde
there are so many Hellions, though.
Oh, yeah, way too many Hellions for Marine King to take out.
And
tanks.
Rushes that push, and I think it might have been better for Marine King to try to flank the tank contain.
That's what I thought he was going to try to do. I thought that would have...
Well, he's drawn a lot of the forces back. He may try to go now, but this is such a risky move from Marine King. If this fails, he will lose this game. But what other option does he really have at this point?
Not a lot. I mean, that's a lot of bio, and Marine King still 1-1, I believe. Clyde is +1 attack for his vehicles. I don't know if he got +1 vehicle armor yet.
+1 attack.
Yep, just +1 attack for now. Marine King, again, going to try to drop. He really needs to keep trying this. I mean, that's the only thing he can really do to get back in the game.
The problem, though, is there's so many turrets on the left side of the map, he has nowhere to go with those drops.
Yeah, especially with the high-sec auto-tracking, the turrets have that extra range, too.
And there's also Vikings patrolling. Clyde's actually so well defended, it's scary. Here we go, though. He's going to drop on the side. He's going to try to break it. Here he goes. This is Marine King's last chance.
Oh, the Vikings taking out the medics before they can do too much, but here comes a huge bioforce from Marine King.
And the tanks obliterate everything. It looks like he might just barely break through the tank line, though, but even so, that's not all that Clyde has. He's not going to break through. Clyde has held.
Wow. Basically trading armies there, but Clyde comes out a little bit ahead.
But Clyde has a fourth base. He has much better production. He has the right composition, and Marine King has tried to do it. Many others have tried. He tried to tried to bio against mech, and that does not work.
Now, the one thing Marine King does have going for him is he's going to be able to reproduce that army a little bit quicker than Clyde can. I didn't see how many factories Clyde had. Actually, he's got like 5 factories. He should be able to reproduce fast enough.
He should be able to. He's already got +1, +2 is almost done. He's got, again, total map control. Marine King's going to try to take this base, but that's just not going to happen. Clyde is not going to allow it. He's just going to slowly push the siege tanks over. He's making a better siege tank line right now. His siege tank placement was perfect. Now Marine King's going to try to move this drop over here to secure this base. It's not going to be easy, though.
Yep, Clyde does have those Vikings there to hit the medevac.
Yeah, those Vikings really came into play with that attack. The medevacs that Marine King wanted to use to drop just were not successful.
Yeah, looks like MKP is going to try to swing around the outside again. Maybe
he wants to try to regain control of that watchtower, but it's just so difficult to do. He's trying to decide what he wants to do with this drop. You can see it in his play. He moves it back and forth. He's not really sure what to do with it.
You notice, too, that Clyde's got a sensor tower right in the middle of his tank line, too.
He's actually avoiding the sensor towers really well, but Clyde scans. He sees it. He knows where it's coming towards.
Yep.
He's got a planetary there as well. Remember, the planetary has range upgrade as well.
Yeah. Oh, look at how far they shoot.
Yeah,
man. You can actually hit behind the mineral line with that range upgrade. Very nice. Might lose the refinery there, but probably is going to decide to repair it. And Marine King, you know, he's a bit ahead in supply again, but it's quantity over quality when you're talking about mech. Your units just do so much more damage. They're much more durable. Marine King could still win this, but it's going to require, like, perfect timing.
Absolutely. He's going to go for it again. And Clyde was unsieged initially here.
Oh.
But there are so many tanks. The Vikings going to work. And Marine King might actually break this, but it's going to be close. There's just too many tanks behind that line, though. Even if he breaks the initial one, he can't break the second one. Clyde has done it. He's held a second time.
Yeah.
Now the supply is quite different than they were before. 143 for Clyde to 97.
Yep, Clyde
Marine
might
King
take this opportunity to try to push a little bit forward and try to take out that fourth base of Marine King as well. I think That's exactly what he's going to do.
He's going to do that. Clyde should be adding more factories right now. He's on 4 bases. He actually is not even spending his money as well as he could be.
Yep.
And he's just got total control. His Vikings are going to hover over this command center so that if he decides to lift it.
Yeah.
Now Marine King is going to go for his 3rd and actually quite literally final attack this time. After he uses this attack, he's not going to have any SCVs left to use to attack. Here he goes. He will break the watchtower, but there's so many tanks on the high ground behind it that it won't matter.
Yep, took a lot of damage. Managed to keep his 4th alive for now. Clyde knows, though, that, again, Marine King just doesn't have a lot of stuff.
Right now, the SCV count is
from Marine King, though.
84 to 48.
Oh,
Clyde way ahead. And he did manage to save that base.
Yeah.
But for how long? It's now burning. He's going to have to repair it to keep it alive, and that means that base is no longer...
he might actually just lose it even. Oh, here we go again.
Yeah,
he's going to try to go for
once more. Clyde has so many siege tanks, though. He's unbreakable here.
Yeah, just too much. It's just
too much,
man.
Marine King. Now it's 160 supply to 64, and Marine King has tried to do the impossible and failed.
Yep. 100 supply ahead for Clyde right now. That command center was repaired by the mules, but all the mules were killed because of it. And TSL, Clyde burns Belmont. Looks like he's on the path to victory here for his team. Oh, a drop here trying to take out that. But look at that. Medevac's taken out by the sensor towers. One barely escapes. He's going to be able to do a little bit of damage here.
This is what Marine King always tries to do when he's down. People think he's down and out. He tries to do these drops, make them work.
Well, it's good. It's good that he's
But there's so many SCVs here, as well as the tanks on the high ground that are going to clean this up.
Well, this is one of the great things about Marine King, too, is that he never gives up. He always manages to find ways to get in and do damage, but it's just going to be, too little too late this game, unfortunately, for him.
And he's got a small bio force in his main, but that's all that Marine King has left, and he's not going to break down a ramp with that many siege tanks with it. And his drop has been cleaned up. Will Marine King surrender, or will he fight it out?
I don't know.
Turrets with high-sec auto-tracking being placed here as well.
Yep. And here he goes. One last push for Marine King. So many tanks from Clyde, though.
Even the Vikings landing here. Mules being dropped. GG.
And Clyde takes the game. He's like, whoa, I'm so awesome.
He is awesome, man. He knows that Clyde Burns is on its way to trending on Twitter.
And Marine King, how many times have we seen that face in the team league?
How many times have we seen players try to go bio against mech and fail? Well, I don't know. It's getting a little bit high now.
Well, people keep winning games with it. They win games in bio versus mech, but it's like, well, the mech player kind of made these mistakes. If a mech player plays a game, mech versus bio, like Clyde did, is very methodical, doesn't make mistakes.
Here's a situation where you want to go bio. When your opponent you're 3 times better than your opponent, you're playing on Tal'Darim Altar, then bio might work. If you're literally 3 times better than your opponent, you're playing on Tal'Darim Altar. Otherwise, no, it's not going to work. No, it's not.
Darth Hongen looks like he's going over the dark side there. Did you see that picture?
Yeah, man, I saw that. We may be seeing Darth Hongen coming out for the final match.
Yeah. It's quite possible. I mean, he's a closer. He's what they said was a closer. So
Hongen's one of my favorite Prime players. He has given a lot of people really put him down for all of his timing attacks and whatnot. But he can play a macro game. Sometimes he makes mistakes, but he can play a macro game, and he can actually do really good timing attacks and all-ins. He's a strong player. He's shown that he can adapt a lot better than some other players with similar styles like MC.
He kind of reminds me of like the July Zerg of Protoss in that he just knows these little seconds during the game where he's like, oh, if I do this right now, I can actually do a ton of damage. And he's just really good at doing that. So, yeah. That's all I got to say about Hongen.
That's all you got to say about him?
That's all I got to say.
Well, we'll see if he comes out. I mean, Clyde is just sitting over there on the bench, stroking his Clyde burns, preparing for his next victim.
That's right. He's like,
And, Marine King played well in that game. He did several of the best attacks you could try to make with bio against mech.
He almost broke it. He came really close.
He lost the game when he lost the watchtower.
That was a big part of it, yeah. It's really tough. You have to use a lot of scans then to kind of keep track of things. It obviously takes away from what you can produce.
What
Didn't
happens
really get his 4th.
Yeah, what happens if you get the watchtowers, you control the middle of the map, your opponent can't move out, then you start putting up turrets. You get autosec tracking, you get sensor towers, you have all 4 watchtowers, nothing escapes your notice.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, it's the final choice for Prime.
Yeah, this is make or break for this team. Their team league life is on the line, and they're going to put their fate in...
Oh, he may be in the booth already.
Oh, he's already there. Oh,
it's Creator! Creator.
Creator Prime.
Creator
Awesome.
Prime Wii.
This guy, he took a game off I'm MVP in the Super Tournament. He played really well. This is one of the rising stars of Protoss, I believe.
Absolutely. This guy is going to be the future, man. This guy, he actually reminds me of Anakin Skywalker when he's about to go into the pod race. It's like all the odds are against him, but
like
maybe.
Does a build and he's like, it's working! It's working!
Maybe he can come against the odds here and beat Clyde and some other TSL players to reclaim a victory for Prime, but he's their last hope.
Yeah. Darth Hagen like takes his midichlorian reading. He's like, I've never seen midichlorian readings this high.
Yeah, man. And
seriously.
Senator Amidala is getting really worried because she's like, you put all her hopes in this one little boy. He's never finished a race before.
Well, you gotta do that stuff, you know. I mean, Qui-Gon Marine King knows who he's talking about. Who would be the Qui-Gon of Prime?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe Gerard. I would say it'd just be Gerard, right?
Possibly.
I don't know.
Who's Mace Windu, though?
I don't know. Boog Boog. Maybe.
Prime's Mace Windu.
He's got that. He's got that swagger. He's got that style, man.
Well, the map is Tal'Darim Altar, and I have seen awesome EVTs out of Creator on this map. He may be the one to bring it back. Obviously, this is his map choice. It's his turf now.
This guy is one of the best new macro toss players, too. He doesn't really rely on timings and things like that. He just plays a macro game. He's good at it. We'll see if he's good enough to take down Clyde. Here we go. GSL Team League action here on the GSL Team League. Yeah. Let's do this.